Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of something different while being the same. So let me know if you like it, if you prefer the style of video, and if you don't, I can always go back and do what I used to do without the face cam. Kind of combining both worlds, so to speak, in this one. But I wanted to talk about something that's actually kind of very important, and it goes in perfectly in terms of where we are today in the state of Call of Duty, as well as everything else that goes with it. And this is not going to be a video pointing my finger at anybody. It's not gonna be anything like that at all. It's just me kind of analyzing and talking about it, and as well as bringing you guys in on the subject, as well as my take on it. So I'm going to start out by saying in this video that I believe that it is partially our fault, as in the YouTube content creators. Partially, it is partially our fault that skill-based matchmaking is a thing in pubs now. And again, I said partially because Activision is ultimately the one that decides all this stuff of whether or not to implement it and whether or not to amplify it or reduce it or whatever the deal is. It's basically up to them. And also, this video is also inspired partially by one of Nero Cinema's recent videos, to where I believe he said that it was 10% or so of the players in pubs that are the quote-unquote good players. Now, another thing that I wanted to ask you guys is that how many real good players are there? Do you believe that it is about 10%, give or take one or two digits? Or do you guys think that it is well beyond that? I personally think that it is well beyond that, because when you look back at, like, when I look back and I look at how I started taking Call of Duty seriously and how I was wanting to play it and enjoy it and basically get better at the game when I started taking it seriously, I watched a lot of YouTube. I was watching them for entertainment purposes, and then I'd watch them again and again. I tried to figure out exactly what a person was thinking in their mind, why they would go to the left instead of the right, why would they engage, why would they not engage, everything in between. So I became exposed to the entire YouTube Call of Duty scene really, really quickly once I figured out that it existed. And lo and behold, a few years later, I have my YouTube channel today. And in about a couple weeks, it's going to be on April 15th. It's going to be exactly 5 years since I started doing this. And the thing is, when I look back at it, now, we content creators, I think I can speak for the rest of us when I say we never wanted anything like skill-based matchmaking implemented outside of ranked play in Call of Duty pubs in the first place. We never ever wanted it. We just want to do our thing as usual. Now, granted, there are all those other players. There are a few of those other players that either lobby shop or reverse boost, or dare I say it, cheat. All you really need in this day and age is the internet and maybe a few bucks here and there, and you can implement hacks and cheats and anything in between in a Call of Duty game that would give you a very unfair advantage over somebody that does not. And that would make you play like a god where you wouldn't otherwise, compared to somebody that does not. And if you already are good and reached a certain level, and if you implement that in as well, it's like overkill. So you guys know what I'm getting at here. And I also want to discuss this because Warzone apparently has skill-based matchmaking. You got players like Nadeshot that were former pro players that are basically saying, I don't understand why skill-based matchmaking has to be implemented in Warzone, especially when there's no ranked play for me to grind for something, for a reward or whatnot. And the thing is, when you don't have a competitive rank, it's not even real skill-based matchmaking. We call it that, obviously, because it's what we call it. It's what we know it as. And we don't know what else to call it, but it's completely different than what traditional skill-based matchmaking is, which is what ranked play has in Call of Duty, or League play back in Black Ops 2, for instance, to give you an example, or Halo 5 ranked. You know what I mean? That's legit skill-based matchmaking, because there's ranks to go for, number one, and number two, it keeps you within those tiers. You're either going to go against people in your own tier, or one above, or one below. So everybody's going to be at about an equal playing field, right? And at the same time, everybody on the team, on both teams, is going to be even. So it's not like one good player is going to have a whole bunch of bots on his team while everybody else is like a champion level player in Halo 5 and is just going to stomp on that lobby. But that's kind of what we're getting with the skill-based matchmaking algorithm, or the pub matchmaking algorithm in Call of Duty. because there's also the team balancing factor as well. Now, obviously, the Treyarch games like this one, like Black Ops 4, take very much advantage of this. I'd say, in my opinion, especially with more recent experience, because I've been playing the Mercenary playlists like religiously over the last 4 or 5 days. I could tell you this is probably like, this is how the team balancing was supposed to work. But the thing is, when you got teams, which is why you see so many teams in regular playlists, is because, well, number one, playing with other people is very popular nowadays, and number two, well, it is a way to kind of combat or to protect yourself from this type of algorithm. But obviously in Modern Warfare, it's been amplified, and it's been put into Warzone, and we've got, what, 30 million players in Warzone? We have never seen players like this in a Call of Duty multiplayer game. Back during its prime, during the Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1 days or whatnot, Modern Warfare 2, maybe we were seeing 1 million per console in terms of multiplayer. But now, because of BR and it's because it's free to play and all that, we're seeing up to 30 million. And people are saying that there's skill-based matchmaking, without a doubt, in Warzone. And it's a damn shame, especially without the ranked playlist or whatnot. So it is... And the thing is, how many good players are there really? Is it really 10%, or is it more, is it less? And let's not forget, and here's the part where I'm not pointing my finger at anybody. Let's not forget that there's also people out there that cheat, people out there that reverse boost, exploit, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, sometimes you can see these people because they make content, right? Sometimes you can see these people, and again, I'm not pointing my finger at anybody specific, but sometimes in terms of some of the things that you see, it kind of leads you to believe that there might be something fishy going on. But at the same time, for some cases there are, because there's hacking going on in Modern Warfare Warzone. There's hacking going on to a point to where people are turning off the crossplay feature. And the thing is, it's not just limited to Modern Warfare Warzone. There's hacking going on in other Call of Duties. In Black Ops 3, I see that glitch that people are taking advantage of that gives them maximum amount of perks, maximum amount of attachments on their weapon. And to top it all off, a percentage of these players are actually good to begin with, but they're giving themselves an unfair advantage by doing it in the first place. And the thing that's even scarier about this is that there are, in this day and age that we live in, we don't care, this is not all of us, but a lot of people don't care whether somebody is either reverse boosting, whether they're cheating, whether they're lobby shopping. We don't care anymore. In terms of morality with Call of Duty, and it's gone down. It's gone down quite a bit. Hell, maybe even at one point, maybe it never existed. You know, like I made a video way back talking about how maybe honor was never in Call of Duty to begin with. But when you look at it, it's like, you know, it's like if regular people that don't make content that you see in lobbies and every single day are doing this, then what's going to stop a person that makes money off of creating content and providing the best gameplays from doing this? If they don't get caught, or if they just use a little bit less of the cheat or whatnot, they get, you know, to where it can't be seen or anything like that, or if they find ways to kind of edit it in a very clever manner or something of that nature, anything to kind of hide it and to make themselves seem better than what they actually are. Now, again, I'm not disputing some of these people's skill, but I'm just saying, when you're doing these things, it's going to make you seem better than what you really are. You know, it's going to make you seem as good as your numbers indicate, when that's not the case at all. With some players, it is, but again, there's that percentage of players to where that's definitely not the case. So, but yeah, let me show you guys the score before I end this video. So, all in all, I want to know down in the comments section what percentage, or should I say, in terms of the amount of players. We don't, again, Activision's been hiding the player count since Advanced Warfare. In terms of whether it's percentage or whether it's the amount of people, what do you think the percentages of the players that are actually good compared to the players that are actually not? Again, Call of Duty isn't as popular as it used to be in terms of traditional multiplayer when you compare it back to the Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1 days. But at the same time, it still is popular enough, but not quite to where it used to be, which is part of the reason why they hid the player count from us in the first place. So I want to know, in your opinion and with your personal experience, how many good players do you think there are? You can put that in a percentage or however you want. And some of these people that you see online, do you see some things that seem fishy? I mean, some people have accused me of hacking, and I can assure you that I do not. I don't hack, I don't cheat, I don't reverse boost, I don't lobby shop. Have I backed out of lobbies where there were where there was a full team and they were about to stomp me and my bots, you know, after one game or even before the game even starts, and I see them showing up in the lobby, and if I see that they're in a full team, yeah, I'm gone, because I know from experience and trying time and time again that there's nothing I can do. One player against a whole bunch of players that are communicating versus one good player and his bots on his team is just, it just ain't gonna happen, man. So, but other than that, I don't cheat, don't lobby shop, and you can see it in my combat record, whether it's on the companion app or whatever. You can see where I struggle and where I don't. So let me know down in the comment section what you guys think and your opinions. And that's it, guys. If you prefer this style of gameplay, let me know in video. And if you don't, let me know, and I'll change back to the way it was. And as always, if you enjoyed it, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. I'll catch you guys on the next one.